Hello and welcome to the Geekatorium podcast on Monday the 2nd of February as we record this. I promise this time that this podcast will go out unlike the last one. Now, in this one, we are going to be going deep into Starfleet Academy, and we're going to go into it and talk about it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes down with you. We're going to have a fantastic five, four of which are things that I have no idea what Matt is going to talk about. I am kind of terrified, folks, so stick around and let's see what he does. But without further ado, let's go into the podcast. I feel like I should have like a stack of papers, like, you know, when the news is going, the music.
Yes.
You know,
we sort of pretend we're talking to each other. Like,
yeah, 100%. I'd have to look. I think I have to look that way, and you have to look towards your mic arm. Other way, turn around towards your mic arm. There we go, and then we'd be talking to each other. Like we're just just. Perfect. Maybe we should do that for the next record. Oh, seriously? Okay.
we always get the ideas at the worst time.
I know. How are you doing, buddy? It's been a while.
It's been a few weeks. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm ill. Not super ill.
Yeah.
But I feel like the true geek / nerd that I am. Okay. I've been having to use the nasal spray,
right?
So like like that full on really nerdy, like all of that sort of stuff. I have to do that, yeah. But it's been like last I did it was about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and we're recording this at like it's 9:45 now.
And now you're starting to feel it.
I feel like by the end of this podcast, I'm going to be like, here's my fantastic find. I feel like that's what's going to be happening. No. So, listeners, take a reading of now what my voice sounds like now and what it sounds like at the end of the podcast. Have a little comparison.
We'll use AI to fix it.
It's the best thing it could be used for. Let's be honest.
That's the only thing it should be used for. But yeah. Oh, poor you. I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you very much. It is quite devastating. Yeah. Oh,
bless you.
What about you? You all right?
I am exhausted. I'm right. Okay. I'm okay. I've got who thought being in your 40s and having 2 kids under the age of 4 would be a great idea? No one. So that is just a constant cause of exhaustion. I'm also quite happy. I was supposed to go to America last week to Arizona, and it got cancelled at the last minute, and I was like, oh no. Anyway, so
yes. I wonder what the reasons for the cancellation might have been.
Believe it or not, weather. That was the main reason.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah. It was
absolute bullshit.
For me, I was like, but it was apparently because of all the weather.
They took one look at your posts and said, we will not let this man in.
I was genuinely terrified. Like, because I was like, if you go into TikTok and actually on YouTube as well, I have a short of me doing a whole bit comparing during the election campaign, comparing Elon Musk and Donald Trump to like the relationship between Darth Vader and the Emperor.
Yeah,
except it was just not quite as good. Like it was like the shitter version of both of them, and it just descended into the Emperor going, "They're eating the tauntauns."
Very good.
So Very good. Yeah, and I'm like, that exists, and do you know what? I'm not taking that down. Never coming down because screw him.
Unless Farage becomes prime minister, then.
We'll see. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it when they come. First, they came for the. Wait.
It's all a bit too real, isn't it? It's all a little bit too real.
Oh, mate. But we're not a political podcast yet.
Well. The first topic that we're going to be talking about, there's an element of that political.
I text you. Yes. Because we were like so. let's little put backdrop on it. There is a hidden episode now. There's a secret episode that hasn't been released yet.
This is true, yeah.
Which is it's completely my fault. But we did talk about the Stranger Things finale.
Yes.
And I haven't put it out yet, and I need to put it out. So it may come out at some point. Just keep an eye out.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's
yeah,
a bit
yeah.
dated now, but long story short, I was disappointed. So
And I quite liked it.
yeah,
So
exactly. So
we
it was
were
okay.
we were on differing
Yeah.
sides of the coin on that one,
And
but like, you know.
I mean, I took like I was also like I put a whole thing about like it's not going to happen. There's not going to be a secret episode. And then I went out and I texted you going, "What if the documentary is actually the secret episode?" And oh, actually, did you watch the documentary?
I did.
Holy
Yes.
shit, they did not hold back on making the Duffer Brothers look bad in that, did they?
No, but at the same time, that's how TV shows are made, and it is the thing that I think everyone homed in on was like, I can't believe they hadn't written the final episode yet. No, they'd storied it.
Yeah.
They'd storied it. They just hadn't written the dialogue and how things. They knew what was going to happen, but they hadn't written how any of it was going to happen.
Yeah,
but they
but
knew how it was supposed to end, and that's how every TV show is made. They film it as they're writing it.
I think it was the bit where they were talking about like, oh yeah, I think we, with demogorgons and demodogs and demobats and all that. And they were talking like, and they were like, and then they weren't in the finale. We're like, dudes, like no one's fatigued with them. We expected them.
Yeah, and I still stand by what I said in the unreleased podcast, which was just one line of dialogue, which was all of those creatures were used to make the final beast at the end.
Yeah,
and then that's all it needed.
The point is that is a hidden episode, a secret episode that will be released at some point. So please keep an eye out for that one. So we did that, and then sort of time and life just got in the way. So like I was supposed to go to Arizona and a whole bunch of other stuff and life just generally. And basically we wanted to get together because there is a show that has come out and has caused it's toxic out there, let's be honest. And I text you, I think it was after the third episode, just before we were supposed to record a couple of weeks ago, or it was after the second episode that I was supposed to record.
Last
I
week,
text you going, what do you think? Because like I have been like it's so toxic on the internet. And you messaged me back going, I'm enjoying it. And I was like, thank God.
There's things I don't like, but we'll
yeah,
get into that.
yeah. So this is Starfleet Academy that we're going to be talking about in the show. And I think like straight off the bat, right? We both enjoy it. Okay. We both enjoy it. I'm going to say that right now. The main reason I'm going to say that right now is I on my channel, my YouTube channel. If you're a subscriber already, fantastic. If you're new to this and you haven't, and this is the first time you've come across us, hi, my name is Rick. I do YouTube videos, a lot of them on Star Trek, and I have done review videos for the first episode, the first 4 episodes of Starfleet Academy that have generally been quite positive, with some things that I don't like in them, and we're going to discuss them together in a second. But oh my God. There are some people out there who they need to touch grass and then get in the sea, right? Because it's toxic. I get that there's people who don't like it. I get that. I get that, and there's people that I've come across that don't like it, and they've gone like, "This is not for me. I'm not going to engage with it," and that is healthy behavior. That is completely healthy behavior. What is not healthy are the people who are like not just ripping into it themselves, but then making it their mission to go out and find anybody who is enjoying it and absolutely try and tear them down. I've had to, as a result of this, of the things that people have been saying, I have like disabled comments for non-subscribers on my videos because some of the things that are saying are absolutely vile. And I don't mean just like you're not a true Star Trek fan because you enjoy this. I am talking some of the language that's used. It's like they don't even get published by YouTube because they're that vile. And I still see them because I have to review them as well, and I can delete them. And I've been using the block button a lot because some of the things that are said are horrible. And I just want to put it out there, like, if you don't like something, that's okay. I get that I get that you may love Star Trek so much that you see something as an affront to it, but it's not. At the end of the day, the stuff that you love about Star Trek isn't affected by this show. It doesn't affect it at all. You can still go back and watch everything that you used to love. You just don't have to engage with this show. There are things that I don't like about Star Trek. There are things that I love about Star Trek. Enterprise, as an example, like I don't really watch that much Enterprise. I watch one of the odd episodes, but I don't enjoy it that much. Nemesis, Into Darkness, Section 31 are things that I choose not to watch on a vague most time because I just don't like them, and that's a healthy thing to do. A big example, Matt, you don't mind Into Darkness, you don't.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It's not one of my favorites. It's
But
not
I
one
don't-
of the three that I would put on out of those
I
three.
lightly rib you about it, but
Yeah.
I don't turn around and say you're not a true Star Trek fan because you don't mind it or whatever.
Yeah.
If you like something, then if someone likes something, it's not an affront on you, right? So
Yeah.
if you are one of these people who is deliberately seeking out people who like something that you don't like to try and denigrate them and bring them down, then in the words of Taylor Swift, you are the drama. You are the problem. You are the problem. Okay. And it's like I want to approach this with love and understanding, but when you start using like the R word and F words and stuff like that to describe people who actually likes these things, then you cross a line that you shouldn't cross, and it goes against everything that Star Trek stands for as well, which is another thing. So I think you guys just chill out a bit. I know that I'm going to put this out with a description that's going to be positive for it. I fully anticipate there are going to be people, because I've seen it happen I can see the numbers on my other videos, and I was just talking about this to Matt before we started recording. People are literally watching my video for less than 30 seconds only to dislike it. That's what they're doing. And the numbers show that because it's not happening on any of my non-Starfleet accounts.
It's got to be people as well that also they don't like Star Trek anyway, but they know that this is something that's being talked about and they're part of the anti-woke brigade anyway.
Yep.
So they're sort of doing it just because they've got nothing better to do with their lives.
But I absolutely. And I think you can take it back to a lot of the right-wing grifter channels as well, who kind of encourage this behavior. There's ones that I can't stand them. But also, there's also one thing I do want to say as well, is that here's the other thing. There are reasonable people who do not like this show, right?
Yep.
Who they don't like it for whatever reason, and they have articulated themselves well, and they are choosing not to interact with it too much. But when they're asked their opinion and they give it, if they say they don't like it, some people are on the other side are doing the exact same thing. You're not a true fan, blah blah blah, because you don't like it. So what I'm just saying is that the toxic side of things, the people who are the first ones I've sort of addressed, get in the sea, get in the bin, set the bin on fire, whatever. But all these people who are using these, you're not a true fan on either side, guys, just chill out, right? First of all, everyone, if you're a fan of Starfleet Academy, you're a fan of Star Trek. If you're a fan of Discovery, you're a fan of Star Trek. If you're a fan of The Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, you're a fan of Star Trek, okay? It doesn't matter. Whatever you're a fan of in Star Trek universe, you're a fan of Star Trek overall. That's the thing. And there's things that we like in Star Trek, there's things that we don't like in Star Trek, and it's all individual and subjective. So that's the first thing that I want to say. Second of all, there is no such thing as Star Trek in name only. That is absolute bull.
Yeah.
Everything is Star Trek, okay? Just because it's not written the same way as the Star Trek that the Star Trek that you love, like maybe it's Next Generation or Deep Space Nine, doesn't mean that it's not Star Trek. Because if you look at the area of TNG, DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise, all four of those are written completely differently as well. So are you saying if you're a fan of Deep Space Nine more than TNG, are you saying TNG is not true Star Trek? And a lot of the stuff that's being said right now by a lot of people who don't like Starfleet Academy has already been said about Next Generation, about Deep Space Nine, about Voyager.
It's so true.
People didn't like the original series. People didn't like TNG because there was a bald captain, a black guy who was blind in engineering, and a Klingon on the bridge. They didn't like that. People didn't like Deep Space Nine because it wasn't set in a spaceship. It was on a space starship. It was based on a space station. What the hell is that? That's stupid. And a black captain. Like, what the hell? They didn't like that. Then there was Voyager, and Catherine Janeway was not liked. Where the idea of a female captain, that was vilified by a lot of Star Trek fans. And then Enterprise, how dare you don't use an orchestral piece for your theme tune. So it's
actually, I have a question about that, actually.
Yeah.
Am I a true Star Trek fan if Faith of the Heart is one of my karaoke songs?
Absolutely not, buddy. So the point I'm trying to say, I hope I'm making the point well. I don't care if I don't care if I'm making the point well, but I hope I'm making the point. Like, if you come onto this video just to dislike it because we're talking about Starfleet Academy in a positive manner, that's up to you. But it says more about you than it says about us, if that makes sense. Like,
we're allowed an opinion as much as you are. Like, that's and it doesn't have to get aggressive. That's the silly thing, is especially when it's just a TV show.
It's just a TV show.
It's just a TV show. It's an hour of your life a week. It's just a TV show.
Yeah, just remember that. Just all of us remember that. So, with that all in mind, right? Be nice to each other, right? But the ones who are being really toxic, get in the bin, right? But everyone else, just be nice to each other. With that in mind, we're going to talk about Starfleet Academy because I'm really enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it too.
I
really am.
Yeah.
It's a thing that I touched upon on the text message, and this is the sort of thing that I think these gatekeeper Star Trek fans, because that's what they are, these gatekeeper fans, what they need to sort of get through their heads is that essentially it's a brand new universe without it being like a reset timeline and it's a reboot. It's not a reboot. It's still a continuation. However, the universe that we knew doesn't exist anymore. It's 900 years in the future from original series.
Yep.
So it's a different landscape.
Yes.
As we've learned in the most recent episode, like the Klingons are now refugees.
Yep.
This is post the Romulan Empire being like nearly destroyed, and then they've reunified with Vulcan, which is now called Navarre. And there's so many different things. It's a brand new universe. It's not the same as it once was. And when they're talking about, well, Jem'Hadar was like, it's 900 years since the Jem'Hadar were being cloned.
Also,
maybe they've evolved a little since then. Maybe they've been experimented on some more. There's so much that could have happened in the 900 years prior.
We'll come back to that in a second, because there was an interesting line as well that was in the last episode with that. But I'm enjoying it a lot. I think there are a lot of the reasons, and I agree with every single point that you made there. Is it's 900 years in the future. Stop going like this breaks canon. No, it's just that we haven't had an explanation yet. But
it's canon.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think in 1,000 years people are going to be like, oh yeah, this is like, it's going to be exactly the same as it is now? Like, if you go back in time 1,000 years from now, like we would be like alien. Like, we'd be burned at the stake. So
just have to get my iPhone out, and then that's it. It's over. I'm dead.
Well, I mean, if you get Signal, I'd be very impressed. But the point is,
I don't need Signal to take a photo.
The point is, it's 1,000 years of future. And this is the thing that I think I like about it, is that it's 1,000 years in the future. And one of the things that I feel really when I'm watching that, it's unlike Discovery. And Discovery has its flaws, and I on the whole mostly enjoyed Discovery. I thought it was very up and down, like sort of in reflection.
70-30 for me.
Yeah, in reflection, I'm like, I had equal amount hit miss, maybe. I don't know. I feel like its last season was like, okay, you're finally finding your feet, and maybe this could be actually could be a good series, but by that point it's obviously too late.
Yeah.
The problem with Discovery overall was that it's very bleak. It was so bleak. Like, everything was the universe was ending, and everyone was sad about it, and it was so bleak. Whereas this show just feels so much more hopeful. It feels like a lot of Star Trek. A lot of what I love about Star Trek is that feeling of hope that you're given, that the future is going to be better, that we all work together for that better future. And I never really felt that with Discovery. I felt it was a show based on, it was a show that started in war and kind of kept that going. And it was always in that
but again, but the big issue was like the first two series like of Discovery were in TOS
Klingon
era.
War, yeah.
It was well, slightly pre-TOS era, but it was that kind of time frame. And then they did the series 3. They did the time jump 900 years in the future, and we had discussed at the time, because we were podcasting at the time, and we had discussed that this is really interesting, and it's sort of seeing, like, does Starfleet last forever? And it turns out it doesn't. But it's still like holding on. And that scene where she finds the guy and you see like only like the 3 measly stars left on the Federation flag. But in terms of the hope, it did give you that. It was just like, no, Starfleet is back, kind of thing. But then it got a bit strange with was it series 4? No, the burn was like, I mean, it was still a bit preposterous, the actual concept of the burn. But the season that happened after the burn, because that was season 3.
That was such a forgettable
the alien that destroyed was it Booker's planet? Book's planet. His planet got destroyed.
Yes.
And they were trying to figure it out, and it turned out it was just people trying to communicate, but they didn't realize that their communication was destroying other worlds.
It was they went outside the universe to find.
That
was
It was a good idea, but badly done.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Because and especially because you were like, Book should have been like imprisoned forever for some of the stuff that he did.
Yeah.
It was so no, I think like. I get it. And you're
I know
right.
what you mean about bleak. I know what you mean about bleak, but it's like the first 2 series wasn't so much about it being bleak. It was darker for sure, but it wasn't as bleak. It still had that thing of hope. Introducing Pike in season 2, that was like, I remember when we were watching it, I was like, Pike is like absolutely like singing in this. Like, he's so good. He's absolutely everything that you remember about Star Trek and the Star Trek captain.
Yeah.
So doing Strange New Worlds was just like, of course, because he's just so good. Anson Mount is just so good.
And on the whole, Strange New Worlds has been like phenomenal, like a really, really solid series. Like, I mean, I know season 3 was a little bit iffy compared to the other 2.
It's
but
done during a writer's strike. I can forgive it.
It's like, it's still very good. Like, it's still very good. But the thing is, it's like, I think like Starfleet Academy just feels more hopeful. Like the idea that they are building a future, and there's like, and I like that. Like, they're literally building from scratch. This is the first class in Starfleet Academy in 120
years, and that's a great starting point. That's
exactly
because not only are we watching this for the first time, all the characters are experiencing it for the first time as well. So there's no like one character that we're following. You know, in these sorts of things, it would be like one character that we'd follow, and they're the audience. They're asking all the questions and all that, but all the characters are doing that, and that's what's sort of.
It's interesting you say that, because like I genuinely, like, obviously the first couple of episodes happened, and it's like, okay, so Caleb's our main character. He's the first one in the screen and stuff like that, and I felt like, okay, that's what's going to happen. We're going to be following Caleb, and it's going to be him. And yeah, he is a sort of a linchpin for the group, but not as much as I thought he would be, especially the last 2 episodes. He's gone more and more into the background, and he's part of the group. And it's like, okay, this is interesting. So this is the other thing that I think it's doing well that Discovery struggled with, is that it's actually using the cast. So it's like, we so far we've had an episode that focused on the opening episode, obviously focused on Caleb and Nala, and Nusparaka as well was introduced. So we've had that, and then we sort of meet the rest of the cast. The second episode introduces 2 more cast members, the Betazoids characters. Yes, it was a bit more Caleb heavy, but again, it was sort of going like, okay, so here's a story now that we're established.
It's diplomacy and all of that. It's Star Trek.
But then the 3rd and 4th episode, you are going to Darum, Raimi. Him and Genesis have a whole sort of thing about the essentially laser tag captaincy.
Yeah.
And so it's actually more focused on them. And in fact, in there, Caleb's going like, well, I don't really want to be part of this, you know? It's like, so you're actually focused on those characters, which was interesting. And then you've got the last episode. I just think it was the best episode so far. They're just focusing on Jaden.
And the Klingon history. Like it's filling you in with what's happened with Klingons in the last 900 years, because we haven't really got to that.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm gonna say my negative thing now.
Go for it.
I feel like the actor who's playing that young Klingon, I hope he gets better. I don't find him very good.
Really?
I really don't find him very good. I find every time he speaks, it feels forced. It doesn't feel like a natural performance. It feels like he's performing. And that's the thing that bothers me, because the whole flashback, that every time I don't want, and I'm just, I just, it grates on me a little bit.
That's interesting.
I love the story. I just don't like his performance at all.
That's interesting, because I don't feel that myself from him. I feel like a lot of, I think I understand what you're saying in terms of like, he feels, you say performative. Maybe feels a bit sort of, I don't know what the words I'm trying to look for, but I feel like it's part of the character where he's kind of like held back and he's kind of stuttering, and not stuttering, but he's like really struggling, really. And I feel like as time goes on, I think he will get better. It's interesting. I think he's probably one of my favorite characters, and I think the actor's doing it's interesting. From my point of view, I think he's actually doing an all right job.
It is. No, it's just I as I said, I don't mind the character. I think the character is a good concept, like a passive Klingon. That we've had passive Worf. That's a different thing.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I don't understand the hate that character is getting for being that way. Like I argued in my last review, and on that episode of review as well, I said that if we are completely honest with ourselves, let's be completely honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Klingons in the TNG DS9 sort of era became a little bit one-dimensional. Like they were, it's like, oh, we're all about war and honor, and that's about it. Like Voyager tried to buck it a little bit by having B'Elanna be half human and didn't really want to embrace, but eventually, what did she do? Embrace the Klingon, and all the stories that they did do with her Klingon side were very Klingon, like as we know them.
So Stovall itself, we saw.
Exactly. So I like that, and I've always said this, like, how did they build their ships? Who were their doctors? Not every single Klingon was going to be a warrior. Like,
wasn't a lot of their ships, because their ships were so similar to Romulan ships, wasn't there a thing that a lot of their ships were actually like stolen technology?
So they
from
claimed,
Romulans?
Absolutely, But the point is like, there were always going to be people who weren't warriors. There had to be
course.
people who weren't warriors.
There had to be scientists.
And the thing is as well, like, and this is what I loved about the last episode, is that this is something highly identifiable as well in ourselves, is that people feel like outsiders. You don't feel like you fit in with the group. Here's his family, her going like, we are warriors, tradition, this is thing. And then the brother's amazing. I love that the reveal that it's the brother who said, like, you need to go to Starfleet Academy.
Oh, yes.
Love that.
Beautiful. No,
but
that stuff was great.
The point is like, he's like, we recognize you are different. We recognize that you are on a different path. But what I loved as well is like, he is still a warrior in doing what he's doing. Like that was a beautiful thing. But I just I've lost my point. But I just thought it was very well done. So I don't know, and I think it's interesting that we've got a Klingon character who's not the same as the characters that we've had before. If he'd come on and he was just exactly the same as Worf or Martok or Gowron or the Duras or whatever, I would have just been like, okay, we've not learned anything here. And I'm sure the people who want Star Trek to be exactly the same as it was in the 90s would be very happy with that. They're like, oh, nothing's changed, it's exactly the same. No, I want to explore other things. This is the beauty of Star Trek. And again, you can use that 900-year time jump. Do you know what? There's hardly any Klingons left. Like, there's going to be more likelihood to see ones that are, have a different interest. He's a bird watcher. Like, I love that. I love that. He's a bird watcher who wants to be a healer. Like,
he's a bird watcher who wants to be a doctor. Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
But, speaking of doctors.
He's so good. He's so
And it's the
good.
same, and it is the same one. So that's an interesting thing. Like I thought it may have been like just like another model or something like
Well,
that. Actually, it is the same.
there was the thought as well that it could be the Doctor from Living Witness, the one that was traveling back from the Delta Quadrant, the
Yes.
copy. But no, this is the original Doctor. I loved his throwaway line to explain his aging of I introduced a program so that people wouldn't get freaked out.
Yeah.
Like I love that because that's so the Doctor, like that's so the EMH that he would do something like that.
His first scene where he goes tricorder,
Medical tricorder.
medical
Yeah.
tricorder, like it's just like, oh, this is it. This
That
is
little
this is
callback.
great. This
He's
is
he,
great.
he's being the Doctor, and he's doing so great in it. And I think like he's only been in only one episode he hasn't been in so far, and I'm so glad he came back for this one, the fourth one, doing debate as well. I love that he first of all referenced the drumhead.
Yeah.
The first link
It's
James
RT.
Forge,
Yeah.
but then I loved that he also then referenced the fact that he had to debate his own existence, like,
Yeah.
and because we all remember that episode very well, like
Yeah.
it was fantastic. So I love that they're using the Doctor in the right way, and if you watch Prodigy as well, it's a continuation of that thing of that in Prodigy he was a teacher as well. He became a teacher, so I love that he's still doing this like 800 years later, you know.
What's your thought on the hologram girl?
Initially I was like, oh, she's gonna be fun, bit grating now.
Yeah.
I also think things that so overall I like the show, and like it doesn't feel like other Star Trek, it feels like other Star Trek because it's got that sense of hopefulness. I thought the Betazoids episode with the negotiation was very Star Trek. I thought the last episode was very Star Trek. So I even think the third episode, which was a bit weaker than the other ones so far, still had that element of like, oh no, we are better together when we're a team, where we put our egos aside.
Yeah.
I thought very Star Trekian message is in there.
Yeah.
Things that I haven't enjoyed so far, is one of them is Sam, and I really thought that I was like, okay, you're going to be fun. I like your idea. I like the idea that you're 4 months old, but you're programmed to be a 17-year-old, and you're a hologram, and I really like that idea. And then episode 3 dropped, and it's like they used her as like a Deus Ex Machina to just get things done,
Yeah.
and kind of ruined her character at that point. Because first of all, it was like she's in Starfleet Academy to sort of be there as a photonic and represent them, but be part of and show that she can be part of the world. And as a result, she wasn't doing things like she was trying to be like everyone else, where wearing clothes and even like being part of it. And like the tactic, so she wasn't going to, because otherwise, what's the point of the game if she's in it all the time? And she can always be used as bait and never get hit. What is the point of her being there?
Well, she's in control of that. I will say that she's in control of what can touch and what can not touch her.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is that
she can still touch you. That's the thing, if she wanted to.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is that she's trying to be sort of part of that world, and part of that world is following like the rules of that world and be part of this team and play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now it feels like that one episode made her a bit overpowered, because especially the bit where they were doing the prank and she was like the fastest person who can move through to do all the things, and that would have been fine in isolation if it hadn't been also part of the same episode where they showed her like being that thing. It feels like now it's like, okay, so basically you are going to be the answer to anything that needs to get done. You're a bit overpowered as a character, which has now made you less interesting. It's the whole it's the whole thing of like the interesting character isn't Superman, it's Clark Kent thing.
Yes.
It's like she is now overpowered, and now I'm just now she's becoming more of the annoying character. If that
do you know what you've made me think?
What?
I think by the end of this series she'll die.
Potentially.
I think the whole thing is eventually she'll be so annoying that she will eventually, like, there'll be an episode where she realizes she's annoying, or someone's going to snap at her or something like that. She's going to be very sad, and then it's all going to be resolved, and then she has to do something that will sacrifice herself. The Doctor will be very sad because he was very dismissive of her at first. I just now, after you've been saying all of that, I'm like, Oh, they're setting her up to die, I think.
I don't know if they will, but if they do, I wouldn't be surprised either. And it's a shame because it's one of those things where like I did like initially I was like, oh, you could be fun, but now I'm just like I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Other things that I've not liked as well, just to go. So again, one of the things I do like about this is everyone's describing it as like 90210 in space or whatever. It's not Star Trek in the terms of like Next Generation. It's not right. So the thing about like Star Trek Next Generation, original series, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, all of these ones, we were following a seasoned crew. People who had been officers for a while. They were, you know, I mean, like there was, yeah,
Yeah.
you had like your Harry Kims and occasional and Wesley Crushers occasionally, like, but generally speaking, Picard had been a captain for a long time. Riker,
Wasn't even the first ship he was captain of.
exactly. So these were seasoned officers. So now, like I think this is what people are forgetting about Starfleet Academy is we are following a bunch of kids and kids who are going to make mistakes and kids who are going to be hot-headed and say stupid things and swear at each other and stuff like that. And I love how people are saying, well, this Starfleet Academy, it should be the best of the best. Yeah, once they've gone through the academy, once they've got to the end of it, they'll be the best of the best. Right now, they're getting molded into be the best of the best. And I've been to you me or I'm a private school kid. I've seen the kids who went off to go to officers
Yeah.
school in the army. They were little shits who were that immature, like
Yeah.
and
That's
maybe
why they got sent to the army.
yeah, exactly. So the point is like I buy into I buy into that. But for me, like the show, what I think the way that I see the show is it feels more like Buffy in the Star Trek universe.
I have a different comparison.
Mm,
Do you know? And I think, and this, because I know the sort of people that watched this other show as well.
yeah.
It reminds me of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that as well. No, that was the other
Reminds me of Cobra Kai.
that was the other one I was going to bring up as well. It does feel like Cobra Kai as well. Very much feels like that. And
The
I haven't.
teenage love, the teenage
Yeah,
banter, and
yeah,
all of
yeah.
that. It's all
It's
very much like that.
and when
Yeah.
you start looking at it through the lens of that, then I think you understand what the show is trying to be. Now, and I love that the Holly Hunter is playing this more like everyone's like she's a terrible captain because she sits in the chair wrong. No, she's first of all she's a Lanthonite. She's so that old she can do whatever the hell she wants. She's not a captain though.
No, she's a chancellor.
She's a
They
chancellor.
do call her captain. A couple of times she has been
So
called
she
captain. Though.
captains the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ship's not supposed to be
It's not an exploration vessel.
no, it's an education vessel. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
anything that they do is to go for educational purposes. So they're not supposed to be involved in battle. They're not supposed to be involved in exploration.
Yeah.
She's a chancellor. And again, you and I have been to university. like,
Yeah.
like there are lecturers and chancellors who are like that, where they are very much like hippy dippy, you know, blah blah blah. And that so I feel like she's playing it spot on. I think she's doing really well. But what I don't like, so the things that I've not enjoyed, I didn't enjoy. Caleb is
Yeah, he's not he's not the best, is he? He's not like he's not Miguel from Cobra Kai because I love Miguel from Cobra Kai.
I
He's
thought
not that.
I thought he started off interesting. I thought he was going to be interesting. Do you know what? If you gender swapped Caleb, he would
Yeah.
be accused of being a Mary Sue.
Yes, yes.
He is.
I do get that he's lived an entire lifetime like of crime.
No,
Like there are lots of things that he's going to be learning that he knows exactly how to do, as we have seen.
but I don't feel like it's enough. I don't feel like the explanation of him living like his explanation of like, oh yeah, you learn to argue, so that's why I can debate. I'm like, yeah, it's a different skill. Like I didn't really buy into it. Like I'm sorry, but if he's in a prison, he's not doing like section da 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 da. Is like he's not going to be
But
debating. Like,
he'll have done like illegal trading, and he'll have had to debate and haggle. He'll have had to do stuff like that.
I just don't buy it. I don't buy that. It doesn't feel like debate is something that's very different. I just feel like somehow he is great at everything. And
Except falling in love.
so I'm glad but this is where I'm glad that the show doesn't seem to be focusing solely on him. Like,
no, that is working. I feel it should focus a lot more on. Do you know this is my apart from the fact that I know Caleb and Genesis and Doctor, I can't remember anyone's fucking
well,
name.
so
in
like,
this show.
see, I'm the funny thing is, so far I feel like Caleb is disappointing me. I don't feel like he's being developed, and I just don't like the way he's being. I think Jaden, like that last episode as well, just going into his past, like has just that character has just come forward leaps and bounds and is really fascinating now. And he was my favorite. Sam, I say, find annoying. I feel like they destroyed her character a little bit in that third
Yeah,
episode. Um,
Genesis is good.
Janice is good, but again feels a little bit one note. I think she needs to have. I thought the third episode they did well to give her a little bit more backstory, but I feel like she needs a little bit more.
She's
Uh,
Admiral Vance's daughter, right?
yeah, not Vance is someone else's, but an admiral's daughter, is it?
Yeah, that's she
Yeah,
keeps saying an Admiral's
yeah.
daughter. It's got to be Vance,
I
right?
don't know. I don't know.
It's got to be.
I Darren, he was an
Oh,
asshole.
the secret blue guy.
Yes, he's great.
He's
Like,
great. They need to make their mind up. Have they become friends or not?
they are friends, but they're not friends. And we've all had a friendship like that, where it's like you think the guy's an asshole, but you can't not like put up with them, if you know what I mean. Like,
But
we've all had
the
a
end of
friendship.
episode 2, when he starts helping him with the bed,
Yeah,
I was like, this is really sweet. I was like, this is great. So they're actually becoming friends. And then in episode 3, they were just back to that again. I was like, okay, where are we with these two?
yeah. But
Because
then episode 4, the way that he helps Jaden and everything like that, I think
that was great.
I,
Yes.
I think it was fantastic, and I do think he's like. I think as well they did well with his character in episode 3 to sort of knock him down a peg,
Yeah.
but in a good way, to be like, you need to stop trying to impress your parents, and you need to sort of focus on being like part of a team and part of this, that, the next thing, part of a family. Like, appreciate those who actually appreciate you.
Well, just
Um,
be good. You don't have to be the best. Just be good.
yeah, exactly, and I
That's it.
really like that, and the like Jet Reno getting her to deliver that message was just phenomenal. I thought she was great, and seeing her, but. So yeah, those are kind of like a mixture of things that I like and I don't like. But there's one thing that I want to talk about that I love, and that is Lura Thok, is my new favorite character. I love her to pieces.
And someone that I think I gigged with her on the circuit
Do you
once.
know Yuri?
I think I
So
did,
first of
yeah.
all, I loved her stand up. I think she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you know, it was before I she was going before I started, and I remember sort of like watching her and being like, oh, I'd love to be, anyway. And then
Yeah.
I think she moved to America, writing all that type of stuff. So to see her sort of come up, and I love that she's playing a Klingon Jem Hadar hybrid who has an accent from Bethnal Green.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Every now and then that full on like London comes out of her.
yeah, it's
Great.
but I love it. I think that's brilliant, and it adds to her character. And I love that, like some of the criticisms have been like she's just shouty, and then in episode 4, she's not. Like, she's
Yeah.
very, you know what I mean, and she's very vulnerable in episode 4, which is brilliant. And I love her character. I love that she plays the sort of good cop, bad cop to Holly Hunter's
Yes.
Nala. So like Nala plays the very sort of whimsical chancellor, and she's the very much the by the book, do push-ups, you know,
Yeah.
run, like,
Yeah.
and they work, but they clearly are friends as well, which I love.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it feels like a very old school Captain Number One sort of relationship, Kirk and Spock. You know,
Yeah.
so like I like that, and I think her
Or
character's
Bones and Spock. It's more Bones and
Bones
Spock,
and
isn't
Spock,
it?
but I
Yeah.
think her character is just such a highlight of the show for me. I'm really enjoying it, like
Yeah.
really enjoying. And I wish there could be a time travel episode where her and Worf could meet.
Yeah. You
Like,
never know. You
like,
just never know.
they would be so good together. But and this is before we move on, because I think we've talked so much about this.
Yes.
We talked about sort of like, how is there a female Jem Hadar? And like she herself has said, my father was Jem Hadar, my mother was Klingon. So first of all, there's that explanation. She might be the first female Jem Hadar. We don't
Could
know.
be. Yeah.
But a line that she threw away, like, not wasn't a threw away, but I think it was like a lot of people were like, in episode 4, she says, I come from free Jem'Hadar, freed Jem'Hadar.
Yeah.
So she comes from this. Obviously, so for me, that indicates that there are still Jem'Hadar who are probably still under the control of the Dominion,
Yeah.
potentially,
Or at
but
least
there
the founders, or
or
at
the
least
founders. But there are Jem'Hadar who have freed themselves, and who's that to say then if they're Jem'Hadar who freed themselves that they didn't approach people to help them get reverse engineer their addiction to Ketracel White, who didn't help them have female Jem'Hadar. We don't know that, but the point is, what we do know is that there are some freed Jem'Hadar, so Jem'Hadar who are no longer under the control of the founders, that's fascinating. And I want now I want to know that story, like that.
Also, like there's no it. We're 900 years in the future. We already know the capabilities of the technologies of the 23rd century, let alone the 31st or whatever it's supposed to be. I think it's 31st, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But to get her as a baby, you may not have had the traditional method. It could have been Klingon IVF. Like it's
listen,
like
also
so many different things.
Also, all I'm gonna say is in 1993, right? They said that in order to make dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, they had to splice the DNA with the DNA of frogs, and there are some West African frogs that are known to spontaneously change their gender. So who's to say that they didn't splice their DNA with frog DNA and suddenly they could change gender? We don't know. There's so many explanations that it could be. So no, I love her character. It does make me want to know more. But I think
we're gonna get more. This is the stupid thing. It's like they've written it to set up questions.
Yeah. Well,
that means they're gonna answer them in the show. Just let them TV. Let them TV.
Could you imagine the online mob today? Star Trek: The Next Generation wouldn't have lasted. It would have been shredded. Like,
good Lord, no.
Imagine like the third episode, Code of Honor.
No, imagine the Naked Now.
Yeah, well, this is just the same episodes that they did in the original series.
Exactly. Like, why have they just remade? Don't they have their own original ideas?
Exactly.
You know, all of that.
So many problems that they would have had things that they would have had problems with. So yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to seeing where this show goes.
Yeah, me too.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad that we are in agreement.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It happens.
It does happen more often than not. But
it happens. Do you know what else has happened?
What?
I can't breathe. It's happened. I'm full on like I'm a mouth breather right now. I'm very sorry, listeners. I'm a mouth breather. You're just going to have to deal with it.
Bless you. There was one thing you wanted to talk about before we jumped into our Fantastic Five.
Yes, before we go into Fantastic Five, I just want to acknowledge Rick's not as into this as I am, but mainly because it's a PlayStation exclusive. But they've announced some casting for the God of War Amazon series, and I'm pretty excited about it. Because I've wanted a God of War series / movie since the Greek games. Since 2005, I have wanted a God of War something. I've wanted something. I'm a little frustrated that they're going with the Norse story first, but I have a feeling that they're going to do flashbacks of the Greek stuff. But anyway, the interesting thing is the voice of Thor in the games, a guy called Ryan Hurst, who was in Sons of Anarchy and whatnot, he's going to play Kratos.
Oh, okay.
They're not going to get Christopher Judge. I think he's too old, to be honest, to start a brand new series.
Cool.
He's probably a bit too old. But they've got, the guy that was the voice of Thor is now the voice of Kratos.
Brilliant.
The guy who's the voice of Mimir, I've forgotten his name. It's Alexander something. He is going to be playing Mimir. So he's actually playing. He's the only one so far that's been cast as the character that he played in the game.
Yeah.
They've cast a couple of little people as the dwarves, Brock and Sindri, one of which is, I keep forgetting his name, but he plays Big Figure in the Watchmen films.
Yep.
And Mandy Patinkin is going to play Odin, which is freaking great, which is really, really cool. And you watched Severance season 2. I know you did.
Yes.
The big guy with the beard.
Yeah.
He's playing Thor.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like the casting is really, really good so far. They've cast someone as Sif as well, and they've cast someone as Heimdall. So it's very interesting that this is now that they're doing all these cast announcements. It's like, oh, we're getting going. We're getting going with this.
Love it.
I think the guy who is going to play Kratos though, he has to bulk up quite a bit because he's he played a biker. But he needs to be big. He needs to be a lot bigger. And also, I don't know whether it's a good idea. They may need to give him a bit of a tan because he's supposed to be Greek.
Maybe.
Although Greek with ash-colored skin, so yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited, and I'm going to be every time there's an announcement, you can bet I'm going to talk about it on this podcast.
But I've got the Fallout series. You've got now. You're going to have the God of War series. So yeah. There you go.
I haven't been watching the new Fallout series. Is it any good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of course it is. It's Fallout.
Okay.
It's
Macaulay Culkin,
brilliant.
is he good?
Yes, I love Macaulay Culkin. He's brilliant. Okay. Shall we do our Fantastic Five?
I'm going to fantastic my 4 against your 1.
When your brain is in a twist, cause you've got to make a list of the best things of all time, or the worst things we can find. It's a fair and fabulous, phenomenal, Fantastic Five.
Okay.
Okay.
So 4 things versus 1 thing.
Okay.
Okay. I just go for it. Just go for it.
Okay. My number 5, going from God of War, I've been playing Gears of War Reloaded, which is the very first Gears of War game that's been remastered. And you know when you forget something, but all of a sudden, like it turns out you have stored those memories.
Oh God, yeah.
Deep in the
the
Konami
code
of your
it's
brain.
like the Konami code. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. As soon as certain things, I was like, oh my God, I remember this. Oh my God, I remember this. I realized it's been like 20 years since I've played Gears of War.
Wow.
And I played it a lot. That year it came out, I played it a lot. And the fact that
20 years and you would have been 20. Like it's not even saying like you're 20 years and you're your teenager. No.
No, I was in my 20s. I would have been 24. Yeah, no, it's really good. The voice acting is still stellar. It stands up. The gameplay is bit boring, to be honest. There's no upgrades or anything like that. It's just shoot everything that moves, apart from your team. But yeah, that's my number 5. Really getting into that. I'm playing it on my streams at the moment. So
nice.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That's a fun one.
Go on then.
Number 4. My number 4. I finally sat down and watched Wake Up Dead Man.
Oh, I watched that.
Part 3 of the Knives Out.
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, I loved it.
It's so good, right?
It's the best one.
It's really good. Oh yeah,
It's the best one.
Because he does get genuinely stumped. Like
he gets stumped, but also it's funny, but it's the film that has the most heart.
Oh God, yeah.
It's got the most heart.
Well, it's exactly
really
based on faith.
Characters.
Like it is based on faith, and it's like it's phenomenal. I loved it. I thought it was so good. Like I agree. It's the best one.
So yeah, me and the other half, we sat down and we watched that one first. She hadn't seen the other 2.
Wow.
And then we watched the other 3. It turned out she had seen the first one, but so she was quickly trying to work out who the killer was again. It was this person. No, it wasn't. It was this person. It was actually hilarious to watch. It was
well, that's the beauty of these movies, though, and I think that's why they do so well. Is that you are going through, it's happened. Though I will say, with the Dead Man Talks, I knew it was going to be Glenn Close's character.
Oh, how did you know?
I just had this feeling. I don't know why it was, but I just had this feeling from the very beginning that.
By the way, spoilers if you haven't watched.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. But I just I had this feeling, and I had my feeling was that because she was so brought up to believe in the church, and he was such an asshole. Yeah. That like I felt like she was going to be like, you are desecrating the church type thing, which pretty much was the reason. So
yes, the thing that I guessed, again, spoilers, sorry everyone. I guessed that the Jeremy Renner had something to do with it.
See, I didn't get that. I didn't know. I knew her. I didn't know how.
I just thought you never saw the blade go in him until he was holding it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think we just watched him kill him.
Yeah.
I was like, I think that just
Well,
happened.
he didn't kill him, but like, made the
Well, no, he did the blow, the fatal blow.
Yeah.
He only fell down because he was unconscious, like from he got drugged. The stab is what killed him.
Yeah.
Like so that was I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, no, but I'm annoyed I didn't see it in the cinema because that would have been great. I mean, I know it's not
absolutely.
a cinematic thing, but it would have been great.
I just love this series of films, like all three, and all three of them are so different as well. Because I went back and I watched the first one again, and it's just like it's a classic whodunit, like a very classic one. The second one I'm going to watch again. The second one, I remember the second one just being very funny.
It's funny. It's preposterous.
Yeah.
The second one is completely preposterous.
Which is great, and exactly what it needs to be for the premise of billionaires. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
it has to be. So I'm looking forward to watching the second one. But I love these movies, and I look for because there's going to be another one, isn't it? Because he got signed on for 2 from Netflix.
He's got one more, I think, out of the Netflix deal. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. But great, no, I loved it. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
So I did have something I watched I could have contributed to this.
yeah, exactly. There you go. But my number three. I'm a cultured fellow, you know. I went to the theater.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were watching anime. No.
No. I went to the theater.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I'm a great boyfriend as well. I surprised the missus with a trip to the theater.
What did you see?
We saw
Back to the Future musical, wasn't it?
No. She did that to me. She surprised me with tickets to Back to the Future.
Nice.
No. She did that with me, like 2 months into dating, and that's why I was like, I'm staying with this one.
Yeah.
But no, we went to see Titanic.
I've heard of this.
So if you don't know it, it's the movie Titanic, as told by Celine Dion.
Brilliant. Perfect.
It's.
I've heard the name of it, but I didn't know what it was. I guess it's something.
It's hilarious.
Brilliant.
It's hilarious. It's like a really. It's like a cabaret show.
Yeah.
But there's elements of stand up in it. It's character comedy, like turned up to 11. The story is just hilarious. The concept of how they do things, because it's like, how do you make the Titanic sink on stage? You don't really. How do you show an iceberg? You make it Tina Turner, obviously. You know, it's it's so stupid. It is so stupid.
I love it.
But it's Celine Dion telling the story, because she's like, not everyone knows I was actually there, and so it's her telling this story, and it's so good. I don't want to spoil anything else, but if you can, go see Titanic. It is really good, really funny. Everyone is just superb in that show. We ended up seeing it. There was the person who played Rose's mum, and it's done by a dude, but he makes a quip on stage, which is like, okay, no, this is real, because when you walk in, you know, and there's screens that say, in today's performance, this character is going to be played by this person. That's how you know there's an understudy in, and he's there on stage going like, listen. You knew you were doing this today. I only found out at 10:30 this morning. so those little elements, and then he's like forgetting his lines, and then he goes up to the musicians. This was definitely an unscripted bit. Goes up to the musicians after having forgotten something, throws their sheet music away, and says, "Memorize it. We had to." Oh yeah, I really recommend Titanic. It's so good.
Right. If it comes to Edinburgh, I will check it out. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. No, come to London.
Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I?
Come to London. Give me a cuddle.
I miss you.
Am I number 2 now?
I know, right? Go for it.
My number 2. I'm 2 episodes away from finishing Wonder Man.
I know. I really need to get into this because I've heard good things.
It's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what's really good?
Go on.
Each episode is only about 25 minutes, half an hour.
Oh, I could have done that.
It's basically if you wanted to sit down, and they released all the episodes in one.
Wow, that's unusual.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I know why. There's one episode that is very much. It would have been if they had done it one a week, they'd have done what they did with that Daredevil episode that one
Back to
time where
back.
they did two at once.
Yeah.
Because there's one that is it's not so much filler, but it's an explanation episode about something,
Right.
and it's very good, and it's fascinating, and it's got a hilarious cameo in it. Everyone in this show is really good. Like Ben Kingsley, absolutely loving him as Trevor.
I mean, I loved him as Trevor in Shang-Chi. Like,
yes, but he's there's something about him in this one. You're kind of getting to know the real Trevor now.
Right. Okay.
You'll really get, especially the actor side of it.
Right.
And every time they bring up like him being the Mandarin and the fact that like he is like gutted about it. Like he didn't realize that someone was going to get killed. Like he was like, no, it was blanks. It was like, no, it wasn't. It's like, bless him. He's so naive in a little in a way. Maybe. But it's just the thing of when he was the Mandarin, he was completely high on drugs, and now he's teetotal Trevor. So it's fascinating, and yeah, the character of Simon. I don't want to butcher the actor's name, but. Because he's got a very complicated name that I will learn. It's just I'm not going to say it now because I will get it wrong. But he's very good. I mean, I already knew he was good. He was Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen TV series. He was in the Candyman remake. He was Black Manta in Aquaman, but but he's really, really, really good. The show is funny. The show is fascinating. We need to talk about Wonder Man so I can talk about it without spoiling it for you.
Well, I will watch. I'll try and binge it, and then next time we'll talk about it.
You can watch 2 episodes tonight while you're getting ready for bed.
Exactly. There we go.
Love it. There you go. So now, your number one.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn. It's your turn.
Okay. There's a bit of a backstory here, so strap in. So. My lovely wife has a Kindle, which she's had for many, many, many years. And her parents asked me, like, oh, is there anything that she's looking for, particularly in Christmas? And I went, oh, well, she's moaned about her Kindle being a little bit sort of slow and she's dropped it a few times. So maybe that. So they bought her a new Kindle for Christmas. That's like, I'll get there. Trust me. Okay. Now, what happened was they ordered the Kindle. It didn't arrive at their house. So they were like, okay, we're going to have to order another one. And they had to let the other Amazon know that the Kindle hadn't arrived. Stuff like that. Then they did that. And then the other Kindle arrived anyway. So they gave her, like, her dad kept the Kindle, the second Kindle that they ordered. He kept that. And they gave her this first Kindle. And she opened up on Christmas Day. We tried to set it up. Cannot set it up because Amazon have disabled it because they go like it's not being delivered, so blah blah blah.
Yes,
makes perfect sense. When I say it's been disabled, you can still use it, you just cannot sign into your Amazon account on it.
Okay.
So they order her a brand new Kindle again. It comes a couple of days later. She's got a brand new working Kindle. So we've ended up with this Kindle, new generation Kindle that works. You can read books, like, so it works, it switches on, but you just can't sign into an Amazon account. So I obviously go onto Google and I go, can I still use this? Is there a way to use it? Yes, I can download a piece of software onto my computer, which allows me to sideload books onto the Kindle.
Okay.
Instead.
Yeah.
So I went, do you know what? I'm gonna keep this Kindle. I don't read as much as I used to. I used to read a lot. I don't know about you, but I used to read all the time. I used to read a ton of books. And I just, in recent years, I have just not read at all. So I thought, right, do you know what? I'm going to keep this Kindle. I'm going to sideload some books onto it, and I'm going to read. So I put onto it all the Discworld novels because there's a bunch of ones that I haven't read, and I love the Discworld novels, but there's a bunch that I haven't read. So I'm like, I'm going to read those ones. But the main one that I've read, and we've talked about this show as well, because we talked about the show, but I'm now reading the book. I loaded onto it a book called Wool. Well, it's a trilogy of books. So there's Wool, Shift, and I can't remember what the third one's called. These books were used to make the series Silo on Apple TV.
Right. Okay.
Right. Now, we talked about Silo, didn't we? Did we not?
Yeah, we did. We did talk about it a while ago.
Yeah, we did.
It was a long while ago.
Good show. Great show. Brilliant show. Loved it. And season 3 is hopefully coming out soon. I've read the first book, and it's the first time I've read. It's the first book I've read in quite a while. Um, it's incredible. Genuinely, it's incredible. It's one of the best books I've read in recent years, like in maybe even like the last 10 years. It's one of the best books I've ever read. It literally had me gripped from the beginning. And even though I knew the story, even though I knew what the beats were because of the show, it still had me. Do you know what I mean? And like, there are differences between what they did in the book and the show, because obviously there has to be for the medium of television. They had to beef stuff up, and they created some new characters for the TV show as well, which weren't, or they changed some of the characters to their a little bit more, and they made some good choices. That's what I'm going to say for the TV show.
Yeah.
But what they did with the book, like I'm reading the book, going, I can see why this got picked up for a TV series, because it is a phenomenal read. And I got to the end of the first book so quickly, and this is what surprised me, because we're getting three or maybe 4 seasons of Silo, and the second season finishes with her coming back to the first Silo, her original Silo 18, and Tim Robbins' characters inside the thing, and the flames go off.
Yeah.
That's the end of the first book. Like,
oh wow, okay.
I'm sorry to give it as a spoiler to anyone, but that is literally, so like, I'm going like, basically the first 2 seasons of the show is one book. That's how dense the book is. Like, it's so dense and it's got so much in it. So now I'm reading the second book, and I'm not enjoying it as much. Right, I'm starting to enjoy it, but I got annoyed of it because it did this thing. Because you know when you watch a TV show that's based in a post-apocalyptic future where some disaster has happened, and you want the answer of what happened.
Yeah.
But generally, you want that answer to be one episode, or you want it to be like, whatever. And in the book, I want it to be maybe one chapter. Oh no, it's an entire book. So it's like, I'm just like, yeah. And I'm really, it's like, so basically I've got these characters I actually care about, that I want to know what happens to them, but I've got to get through this book now to get to the next book.
So it's like the first Purge.
Yeah. Yes.
So you've got the whole movie that's a flashback like type thing.
Yeah.
You've got a whole book that's a flashback.
Yeah.
Was it advertised as a prequel, or was it?
No.
Oh wow.
No.
Okay.
So it's really frustrating. I mean, I'm starting to get into it a little bit. Like, it's gone like, okay, so it's interesting to see what they've done, but because I'm just not bought into the characters the same as well, because fundamentally I know I'm probably never going to meet these characters again, because they're hundreds of years in the past. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's a bit of an interesting one. So, but I'm reading it because obviously, if I'm going to read the third one, I'm going to need that backstory. There may be something that comes up in the second book that's referred to in the third book. So ultimately, the first book is one of the best bits of fiction I've read in the last 10 years. It's phenomenal. If you're going to read a book, read it. The second book, temper your expectations. It's not as good as the first book, but it does enough to keep me reading it. So, but yeah, so not a bit unusual for us. It's something that I've read. So there we go. 5 things.
5 things.
That was our fantastic 5. Happy?
Never.
When your brain is in a twist, cause you've got to make a list of the best things of all time, or the worst things we can find. It's a fair and fabulous, phenomenal, fantastic 5.
One day, I'm sure you will be happy. Like,
how long have you known me, and are you happy? Have I ever responded in the positive?
This is very true, because never mind. But I guess that's it.
That's the end of this podcast.
That's the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. If you are a listener, by the way, wherever you listen to this podcast, make sure you subscribe, and go over onto iTunes podcasts, by the way, as well, and leave a 5-star review, because we would like more people to listen to this rambling of things, and less negativity as well. Hopefully we don't get that. Hopefully they haven't made it to the end. Maybe they've just given us the dislike at the beginning and gone away. Like, hopefully.
Listen, if you've stayed longer than 30 seconds, and then all power to you for this hour-long podcast.
And yeah, for those who are watching on YouTube, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. That would be lovely. There's also a little bell icon. You can click on that and you get notifications when I eventually do upload these things.
You were saying that, and I'm like, where do I need a bell to give a demonstration?
You do. You should.
I never owned a bell. Why am I looking for a bell like I already own one?
I think this is a prime example of how disorganized we actually are. So we should plan all of these things, and we never do. But yeah, once again, everybody, thank you very much for listening and watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.